Right, so are you ready for a WIP parade? The I Stitch Birds official WIP parade for 2025. Because I'm not sure I'm ready. And this is only part 1. So this pile here is half of my current WIPs. Oi, oi, oi. That is a lot. That is a lot. But in this first half, because this is the older half, so there's a lot of kids there, so I think they just take a lot of space. So I think we're just gonna start going through this and see what's there. I'm a bit excited. So it has been a long time since we've been on this side of the bookshelf. I think because especially this year, everything has been so difficult. And just filming on the other side, it's just been more comfortable. Hiding there in my little safe zone. But it's kind of nice to be on this side. I prefer doing the WIP parade on this side because there's natural light. I mean, I was hoping for it to be sunny, but it's not going to be sunny until like later in the afternoon. And I just want to get this done now. I've got my WIP piles ready. I am good to go. And the WIP parade is something I kind of look forward to. And this is my 3rd WIP parade because I've had my channel now for 2 years. Wow, I'm actually amazed that it's been 2 years. It really doesn't feel like it's been that long. And as you know, I always do my WIP parade in April because that's how I started the channel. And yeah, I don't do like a second one during the year because I don't know. I just don't see the point in that for me because I don't work on a lot of the WIPs during the year. Like there's lots, so I just don't want to just show them just to show them. I think if I had less WIPs, then it would make more sense because then I would have worked on more of them during the year. So, oh, come on, I'm going. So, I have a list of all the WIPs, and last night I made an effort to write down on the black I have all the names of the WIPs, but I also wrote down who they are by because I quite often don't remember, and the bags don't necessarily have the name because I have a pattern on Saga or something like that. So I made sure I write them down so I can actually tell you what it is or who it is or whatever. I have names. Gosh, this is very very awkward and difficult. So how about we just get started? I wanted to make it a bit easier for myself, and yeah, I put all the WIPs there in piles. I've taken them out of the bags already, well, most of them anyway, so that they're a bit easier to show and back. And let's see where we get to. So as I said, this is part 1 of the WIP parade. I am going to go through 45 WIPs because my current WIP number is 91. Yeah. So let's start first with the focus WIPs for this year, which are the pre-2022 WIPs, because I do not know what order I have started these, because I wasn't writing down the starting dates or keeping track in any way. So we're just going to go in the order that I have them on the list. So let's have a look at the first one. And of course, some of these WIPs will have some progress that you haven't seen yet, because I was going to make this video already early April, but I have just really struggled, so that didn't happen. But that's okay. I'll get the regular Flosstube done when I can. You're gonna go to sleep, Daisy? Good girl. Yes, that's a good girl. Okay. First WIP, let's go. It is by DMC. And it is called Possum. You know, I really enjoy stitching Australian animals and flowers, plants, whatnot, because I don't know, I think it's nice. This one is on a Q-snap because I have been working on it lately, and here it is. There's plenty of progress on this one, because when I last showed it on the last Flosstube, there was only this very little bit of the possum done. So there we go. Well, I guess I might as well show a little bit, because WIP Parade, you take things off Q-snap and show the whole thing, what has been done by then. So this is where this one is. I think it looks really nice. But gosh, like, can you imagine? There's like a massive bushy tail here still to stitch, and this is not even halfway done yet. It is at 45% or thereabouts. And then next one is a WIP. It's a kit by Country Threads. What? It's called Sweeping Plains. So definitely a very Australian scene. And an Australian kit. I have worked on this one a fair bit since the last WIP Parade, but I mean, of course, I'm not going to be showing where I was last, so just have to imagine that. This is how it's looking now. So when I last showed this, I would have stitched this bit here. So I've done all of this since then. So it kind of looks weird, like two areas that have been worked on. But yeah, I do like how it's looking. I was hoping to work on this more like when the biathlon was on, but I don't know. Did I burn out on this one or just wanted to work on something else? I can't remember. Number 3. Honey Bears by Designs for the Needle, I think. Yes. I mean, I don't know why it says Nature's Window there. Like, is that like the series of these kits or something? But here it says Designs for the Needle. It is a very cute kit. And this had a really good stitching session. Not that long ago, sometime this year. And yeah, it's a really long one. So, there we go. That's how it's looking now. So I last worked, I did all of this tree here and started working on the bear, and there's the honey. I was so chuffed that I got so much of this done. And then I looked at the cover picture and I thought, oh my goodness, there is so much left to do. So I kind of left it for when this one gets called for WIP go, because all of these pre-2022 WIPs will be called for WIP go this year. And I will, most of them, I'm going to add 1,000 stitches. So I didn't want to work on the back stitching for that because this is a paper pattern, so I do have to count all the stitches. Just makes life easier if I'm just counting crosses. So I haven't worked on it because I thought that I would leave the bear for WIP go. But I mean, I still have the mama bear there at the bottom anyway. So if I feel like working on it, on this, I should. And next is actually this month's WIP go call. Well, one of this month's WIP go calls. And this one, I'm not going to take it off the Q-snap since you can see most of it. It is Tree of Magic by Barbara Anna. And here is what I've done so far. So this part here is fully done as well. This area is what I've been working on for WIP go. I think I'm about halfway of the monthly goal, because I somehow really struggle to work on this. I just don't get why, because it is really lovely. It looks great. Colors are great. Fabric is great. Everything is great, but I just struggle. So I'm just trying to do what I can, and I decided to work on like this half of the tier, because I mean these tiers go both ways. Well, they're branches because it's a tree. So I just keep color completing on this area. So I think I last did the orange and then went for the brown. So I haven't finished the top of the key yet, and I have to do the branch as well. I think I'll do some of that today once I get the filming done. Okay, next one. Next one is a pattern by the Pixel Parade, and it's called Scandi Forest Blues. Looks like that. That is, I think, the only picture I have of that. I am a little bit wondering whether to continue this one or UFO it. It's not one that ever really calls me to work on it. I do like it, but I guess when you're not 100% sure, shouldn't then make that decision yet. I think I also kind of want to see when it gets called for WIP go and I do need to do 1,000 stitches. Like, I think that's when I need to decide, because then I'll see how it really feels like to work on it. Whether I like it or I don't. Just different, you know, from I mainly work on, because this is what I've done now. And I think it looks really good. I mean, I love this Zweigart navy fabric. So it looks really good. Like now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah. I guess the hard thing is just that the single color, you know, it's just not what I stitch on. But still, I don't know. Next one is Fresh Eggs Farm by Hands On Design. It comes with both of these patterns, but I'm working on this one. I mean, they made a few different ones with this looking sort of series. I'm not sure. Did the other ones have chickens as well or not? But of course, when I saw this, I had to edit. And just like the Pixel Parade one, it's another one that I struggle to work on. I think it's just a different style. That's it. Not very much done. But it's like, even this one, it looks great. It looks good on this black fabric. I was at the my monthly stitching meetup last weekend, and I was just talking about these. Like, I feel like I do a lot of whinging and whining about these these old WIPs, but they've stayed, they're not finished for a reason. And trying to work on them this year, it really hasn't been the easiest feat. Like, it really hasn't, because they are all problematic in one way or another. And that's why I haven't worked on them. So now trying to get past that with every one of them, it is a lot. It really, it's a lot. So I am really glad that I decided to take part in WIP Go this year, because that will force me to work on every one of them. And hopefully get past like that bottleneck where all of a sudden it just gets that little bit easier. Or turns out that I don't want to work on it anymore, and that's it. Anyway, let's move on. Next one is Summer Spray. I think it gets called other things as well, because somebody else had bought it with the name, what was it? I can't remember. Anyway, it is by Katerina Sergiogyna. Here's a picture of it. This one already got called for WIP Go. And here is how it's looking at the moment. So I worked on the yellow flower during WIP Go. Really struggled to get into it, which is weird because, oh, here we go, finally showing the color of the fabric better. This fabric is, of course, my favorite one, which is the Eva by Ubelher. It's a 28 count. It looks like linen, but it is even weave. It is such a pretty pattern. So I don't know. I don't know why this is taking so long as well. Because it's definitely a pattern that I really like. I don't know. I feel like sometimes there's a curse put on some of these WIPs, and which makes them more difficult than they need to be. Right, here's another kit. which is Summer Dream by Crystal Art. This is a Ukrainian kit. Absolutely beautiful. That cat is so pretty. I ended up not using the kit threads for this one. I did for the other kit that is very similar but with the black cat. But for this one, I wanted to look for DMC. I don't know if it was because I didn't like stitching with the white that came with the kit. But the DMC colors were like exact matches, so it made it much easier. This one has also already been called for WIP Go. And here it is. I added 1,000 stitches to the cat, white, and the whole cat has been done with B5200, and I don't know why some parts of it are wider than others. Because I have stitched them with 2 strands everywhere, but I am wondering if, like, the thread that I used in this area was one that I had washed because it had fallen into a cup of tea, and that maybe it's just fluffier and therefore shows more coverage. So I'm hoping that once this is done and I give it a bit of a wash, that will it look a bit better. But when you're looking at it, like, just here, like not with the camera, you know, it really doesn't look bad. Definitely can see the difference on the camera a lot more. So it just takes forever to fill anything like this. I so can't stand block stitching. So little by little I'll get it done. I just need to work on the, like, the flowers and the leaves and whatnot that are around the cat, and then take turns in between working on those. Next one is another WIP Go call for this month. Woolly Jumpers by Heritage Stitchcraft. This is from the John Clayton series. I think it is so lovely. But another one that has a lot of the, like, blocky stitching. And here is how it's now. For my 1,000 stitches, I did all of this green here, then went up here. Then I think I had like 200 stitches left, so I finished a couple of bits here just to get the coverage done, and then went up here and worked on the mama sheep a little bit more. But doesn't this lamb look beautiful? Just so nice. And this one, why is that not, like, why doesn't that have more progress? Is probably because Heritage Stitchcraft patterns are problematic. They have a lot of those, I don't know, what does one call those stitches? I never know what they're called. But, like, instead of making a regular cross stitch 2 over 2, you do yeah, so usually you go over 2 strands to make your crosses. But with this one, you go over 1 but 2 down. So you make like 2 long stitch. Oh my god. Oh, it's like the worst explanation ever. Just not happening. How about we just move on? Just have to check that I haven't jumped over any yet. Okay, so woolly jumpers. Okay, so next one. It's another DMC kit of an Australian animal, a bird. And it's called Secret Cocky Business. So it has the different types of cockatoos. And I think I probably said at every WIP parade that I still find it amazing that I see cockatoos here in the wild. Like just by the roads or sitting on a tree or something. It is still so weird to me and amazing. I'm still a little bit embarrassed by how little I have stitched. This one, I mean, at least it's a lot more than this time last year. And especially as this one was like a January WIP call, so I added the 1,000 stitches. But even despite that, there is so much left to stitch. It's crazy. That's where it's at now. But at least you can see something there. I love the start of this cockatoo. It looks really fun. And I really need to get to that eye. I think like when I stitch that eye, it'll look already a lot nicer. But I must say that every time I bring that out to work on it, I really enjoy it. It's quite nice to work on. And also it's small, so it can be on a smallish Q-snap, which is always my preference. Okay, next one is Floral Lamb by Jelena Schatz. Her business also goes by Smart Cross Stitch. She used to have her own website, but I think it's because it's a Russian one, so I'm not sure if it's working at the moment. I think there is an Etsy shop. I heard. That is how it's going to look at the end. I still can't believe that I bought this one. I mean, I don't do specialty stitches really. At least not very often. But I thought that looked super nice. And at one point last year, I made a big effort on this one to make progress, and after I put it back into the bag, I haven't brought it out because I'm a little bit overwhelmed by what is left to do, and there's a lot of lazy daisy stitches, and I'm a little bit nervous about those. I feel very clumsy making those. Then again, I felt clumsy doing anything on this one. This is how it's looking at the moment. So I mean, I've done quite a bit. I did all of those thingy specialty round stitches on the sheep. Is that a ram because it has horns? And did a lot of this part, the wagon and the weird wheels and whatnot. Let's just show it closer. So the head and the legs are like they are the only cross-stitched parts. It has been fun though. Like, it is wonderful when you do like these specialty stitches and you know they turn out alright. Like I can definitely tell I've made a lot of mistakes because it was a lot of counting. There are a lot of counting. And even though I tried to be really careful, I seem to have just stuck the needle in the wrong hole, and I don't know, it just goes wrong, which sucks. But when I'm looking forward to that being called for WIP go so that I'd get to work on it. I don't have 1,000 stitch goal for that one. Instead, I'll be working on it for 30 minutes, like 30 minutes a day for 2 weeks. Because then there's no stress about like how much you need to work on it. It's like just concentrate for 30 minutes and make some progress. Like that's it. Okay, this next one has been out recently and I very, very much struggle to make progress. Yes, another reason why it is still a WIP. It is Plant a Garden by Doreen Jones, or as I wrote down in my list here, I wrote Durian Jones. Yeah, that was not great. It is such a beautiful pattern. Like, these flowers are so nice and colorful, lovely, lots of back stitching. What is the problem? Like, why am I not getting this done? But I still think that the problem is that I've started here, I worked on the flowers here, and I really think I need to somehow get here and start working from there onwards. I know, why am I so problematic when it comes to stitching some of these things? But it's just how it is. These flowers look so nice. Here we go. Gosh, it looks good. So when I last took it out, well, I was trying to work on the bottom part here. I think this is like the halfway mark of the pattern. I was really wanting to go all the way here, but I don't know, just didn't. I was going to keep it out so that I can work on it, and even if I just make a little bit of progress, like, daily or whatever, and I just didn't. I really didn't. So it's another one that I'm really happy that there'll be a WIP go call for it, so that I will most definitely work on it. Then we go back to kits, and one by Luca S. It is a pear one, because I like pears. Pears are delicious. And recently I've been able to get some fairly cheap pears, and I've been making pear crumble quite a few times. Delicious. So why is this then still a WIP? It's probably because it's on 18 count. I love the kit. I love Rustico fabric, but 18 count, it just never makes me happy. Doesn't. Sometimes I manage it better than other times, because I have some kits that I've decided to just go with the 18 count, but I do think that like from now on I'm going to change that to 16. There just needs to be that enjoyment to get stitching done. So this is where this one is at. Oh, it just makes me sad. I reckon when I last had it out, I did some of these brown bits because I tried to color complete some of the smaller colors, and also sort of get to more areas so that I have options of what to stitch. God, some of these WIPs are such bummers. I feel like you come to watch here, all the projects and everything, and it's just like, whinge, this is difficult, I don't want to stitch this is another difficult one. But I think it gets better as maybe the WIPs get like towards the newer part, which we won't reach until part 2, because like I said, this one only goes halfway. But it should get better though. But anyway, I find it interesting to hear if somebody struggles with their whips, like why, you know, do we have like similar reasons or not? Oh, okay, now I need to reach for this one, which is my wonderful little whip holder that one of my stitchy friends made for me. And this one holds a few of my Anna Petunova whips. So the first one of them is the Knitting Moomin. That I did work a little bit on recently. Put a picture of it right there. I worked on this one to get it to like, was it 15%? Because like, I don't know. I try and give myself some sort of challenges to get more work done on these whips. Just to make it more interesting. Get past the difficult part. So here it is. Looks so good. Gosh, her patterns are always so wonderful. They're so well made. But yeah, it will be really nice to get some more done on this. Yes, another one that I am very excited about for WIP Go. So then the next one is by Stitch Rovia or Emma Congdon. Here's the picture. It is called At the Beach. Oh, talk about whinging about a whip. But here is how it looks at the moment. So at least there's a fair bit of progress. Well, not... Okay, yes, progress. A fair bit done on this one. I don't know if I worked on this at all since the last WIP parade. I can't remember. But I'm absolutely hating life when stitching this damn water here. It is so much water. I am so not looking forward to that at all. And of course, there's the theme, blocky stitching. Blocky stitching doesn't make Laura happy. So, but it looks so good though. I love this design. So there's definitely plans for this one because it hasn't been called for WIP Go yet, so that's 1,000 stitches. And if you watched my last Flosstube, you know that I'm going to do all 3 cycling competitions as stitching challenges. And the first one of those is Giro d'Italia. So that is in May. So every day as the cycling competition is on, I'm going to stitch as many kilometers as they ride. So altogether that's like, I think it's like 3,400 or thereabouts. So that will be a really good chunk of progress on that one. And then whenever the WIP Go call comes, that's another 1,000. So this year you'll definitely get probably almost 4,500 stitches. I have no idea how far it'll take it because I do not have a PDF or Saga or anything for that one. I just work from a paper pattern. Well, okay, it's a screenshot that I would look at on the iPad and work from that. I really hope that many stitches will get it at least almost done. Oh my gosh, that would be so exciting. Like getting that done one day, like I can't wait. Oh my gosh, that'll be so exciting. And here we move on to another long-term long-term WIP. And let's put a picture here. It is the Dreaming Girl that I sometimes seem to call Wishing Girl. No, it's a Dreaming Girl by Barbara Anna. So I have 2 of her projects here in my amongst the oldest. And here is how she looks, and absolutely beautiful, like she's beautiful. I thought that I had done more. I worked on this one towards the end of last year, made quite a bit of progress from where it had been, which was so wonderful. And then I just came to a stop and haven't brought it out since. I think that this year I just keep waiting for it to be called for WIP Go, so I can add the 1,000 stitches, and then it'll be nicer to work on the rest. I think this is also like getting closer to 50% done. So once I get to work on it for WIP Go, it will not be that far off a finish that it'll be much more tempting to work on it. I do think sometimes, like if the fabric is even weave and a colorful one, or even weave just in general, I don't seem to work on it as much. That I've sort of come to realize a bit that I think I prefer, well, I like stitching on Ada because it's easy to count. It's just so easy to stitch on. But I do like linen a lot as well. But of course, not all fabrics are the same. Some are tighter than others, and just more difficult. And you just don't want to deal with difficult when stitching. At least not all the time. Aha, back to the folder. Another pen by Anna Betunova, who is my favorite designer. So it doesn't come as a surprise that I have a few of her projects as WIPs. This one has more done than the knitting one, and it is called Walk Under the Stars. Oops, sorry, put a picture here. And there it is. I brought it out a couple of times, not a lot of progress. I think I was also like color completing some smaller colors. I think there were a lot of these reds, and I did the eyes there. The background was actually charted to be stitched with 1 strand, and I've been doing 2. That's the way I'm going to continue. But I think realizing that slowed down a little bit working on this, because I don't know, I always worry that I'm making the wrong decision, but I don't know, I don't want to take any of it off. And I think I worried about like how the coverage would look if I only did 1 strand, because I mean a lot of the white shows through. That is that how it was really meant to be? Then I'm not sure. Right. The next WIP was on timeout for a long time because it also felt difficult. It is called Santa on Holiday, and I got this one from an Etsy shop called Daily Magic Stitch, which I believe the designer is Ukrainian one. And there it is so far, really not a lot done. When I last brought it out, I think to get the percentage up again, I think I worked on the face and finishing the white of the hat and that sort of things. So really not a lot. Even this one, like, I like the fabric and whatnot, but I don't know, sometimes just don't want to work. Just don't want to work on even weave. I don't know what it is. Because this is even weave, isn't it? Or is it linen? It looks more even weave to me. But the color looks linen though. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm struggling to work on that. But it's another pattern that I do like though. So I don't want to give it up. Because I really do think that once I get past that certain point, get through that bottleneck, I think I'm really going to enjoy it. But it's just a struggle when I haven't stitched a lot of it. I'll see. It's another one that I'll see how I feel when WIP Go is done on that one. Righto. Okay, let's go for the first one of the several dimensions that I have as WIPs. This one is Parisian Bicycle. Gosh, I feel like I bought this like a million years ago when you could buy dimensions kits from their own website. It is a really nice kit. And it's nice to see this being stitched every now and then, because I know quite a few of you, after seeing it on my channel, that you have ended up finding it and stitching it too, so that's good. It has definitely been a WIP a long time. But this year, this one has already been called for WIP Go, so it got its 1,000 stitches in January. But this will be my WIP for Tour de France when that cycling competition happens in July. So it'll get another 3,000 stitches. That's it. That's how it is at the moment. I think during WIP Go I worked on this area a lot, and probably some of this as well. When Tour de France is on, I don't know quite what part I will work on yet. Would be really nice to finish this wheel though. Because the flowers, that is the hardest area. I found it quite fun to work on that. I like working on the letters and stuff. Backstitching and half stitches, and I don't mind half stitches if it's on good Ada. But it looks really nice. Then another dimensions one. Yes. Which I have definitely been working on lately, because this one I want it finished this year. I am so sick of having so many dimensions WIPs at the moment, and I feel like most of them have like barely any stitches on them, and they're so big, they take forever. I really want to finish something. Like, if I could finish Parisian Bicycle this year, that would be amazing. But this one, I would like to have it finished. The plan was to do 100 stitches a day on this. I've definitely slipped from that, because I was doing a lot more than 100 a day. But now that I moved the fabric and it feels much more overwhelming, I really have slowed down. Like, I'm skipping doing the 100 a day. But I know I'll get back to it. I just have to find my way to do it. So this one is Garden Door. Absolutely beautiful. This is such an amazing scene. Like, I love it so much. Of course, I love the cat because it looks like my little Daisy. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. So back to the garden door. So that's why I'm just not working on it so much at the moment. I think it just gets way too overwhelming because there's so many options of where to go. So it's been a bit of a struggle. So this one, I'm definitely taking it out of the key snap because otherwise it doesn't look like there's a lot done. And I am really proud of myself for how much I have actually done of this one. So here it is. It's the top. So this side is completely done now. Wow, it is so beautiful. And how amazing does this area look like? You know, you don't feel like you're doing a lot because it's like just beigey half stitches, but it looks so nice. Yeah, so that bit is not done yet, obviously. But wow, it's just so lovely. Well, I reckon if this one is feeling a bit too overwhelming, I might just put it on the Q-snap so that I work on this top bit. Because then there's like something to link it to that will make it a little bit easier. I have a specific area that needs finishing. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do so that I don't have to struggle with feeling overwhelmed here and push my way through it. Do the top bit, then I might even go to the bottom, just do this grassy bit here and whatever is up here. And just get to it that way. Yes. Excellent idea. Thank you very much. Okay. Let me put this Q-snap off to the side. Yes, it keeps falling apart at times. Come on. Let me just put that there. Put it on the floor there, gathering dust, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, we're still not even done with these pre-2022 ones. So the next one, oh, I have not worked on this. I think I may have worked a little bit since the last WIP parade, but definitely not this year, even though it's among the focus ones. This one is a pattern by Carolyn Manning, and it is on the website. It is called Flower a Day Stitch Along, and here's the picture. I think this picture looks absolutely dreadful, like I would not stitch it just by looking at that picture, because it does not look great with that yellow background. But I saw it stitched on raw and thought it looked so beautiful. So that's how I'm stitching it as well. And that is what I've done. There's an awful lot left. But the flowers look so beautiful, and especially on this fabric, they look really great. But it is such fiddly stitching because everything is at different colors, and I mean, it makes sense though that it is a flower a day, like that's how it's meant to be. It's 365 flowers. And I have tried to sometimes do it that way, that do one a day. But I can't remember why I didn't keep up with it. Because you know, I mean, it's not like it's not doable. That was it that I just got lazy looking for the colors every day. I can see that being a problem for me. I can easily see that being a problem for me. Being too lazy to do that. But I really should work on it. That will be a WIP call, of course, as well. And I believe my goal for that one also was to work on it for 30 minutes a day for 2 weeks. And I think that will be enjoyable. Even if I have to look for the colors. But it'll still be enjoyable. I just find it much easier when you have a range of colors. Like, that's why I like kits. You have all the colors with it. You don't have to go looking for them from the boxes. And I don't like kitting up things. Especially wouldn't want to do it in that. Well, you don't even know how much you need of each one. I'll get it sorted. I love this bag. Such a nice color. Anyway, this one has 2 WIPs. So these are the last 2 of the pre-2022 WIPs. So these are by the same company, which is Zloty Ruchki. Let's try and look at that. Where are the cover images? Okay, there we go. One of them is dawn and one of them is dusk, and I never remember which one is which because the names of the kids on the cover picture are in Russian, and I can never remember which word is which. So I am not even going to check it now. So here's just the first one of them. Oh, there we go. I mean, how pretty is that though? Absolutely gorgeous one. That's how much I've managed to do. At least what I've done is a lot of that sun, because that is the most tedious part to do. And the problem with these 2 kits, 18 count fabric, 18 count red fabric. I've noticed that on this fabric, if it's 1 strand, that is definitely manageable. And fortunately on this one, it actually gives a fairly nice coverage. 2 strands, depends. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to just leave it out. But I think there were a few stitches that were done with 3 and no good. So here's the second one. This one I have worked on more than the other one. And this one did get called for WIPCO, and I super struggled getting the 1,000 stitches done, but I did. Oh my god, yeah, it was so hard. But this is how this one is looking. I mean, I love these flowers here. So beautiful. God, I was working a lot here and these areas and trying to do everything here, because I swapped from working on a saga file to the paper pattern, because I know the saga file wasn't quite right in some of the areas. I don't know if it was mainly just this area or what, but It took so long to get the 1,000 stitches done. Wow. That was slow going. But the great thing is, we are now done with the pre-2022 WIPs. Time to move on to year 2022. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 12 WIPs from that year. The very first one is called Make a Nest, and it is from the Cooler Design Studio. Looks like that, which is so pretty. I really love this bird. It looks so nice stitched up. The reason why this one hasn't been worked on more is the colors of the pattern. I have struggled with them a bit because they are like, I mean, I bought it because of how it looks, but when stitched, somehow you feel like, oh, it should be maybe a bit different, like the color of the strawberries, or they are strawberries? Yes, they are. That they're not as red as, you know, your strawberries. Looks fine here though. And like this very, very dark area of the blackberries is actually used. The called for thread is black, but to me it looked really severe. So I swapped that to the darkest one of the blues, I think. And sometimes, like on camera, it almost looks the same, but in real life, it's not. Yeah, it's not as. It looks a little bit softer. And this is it. Isn't that bird nice? It is just so pretty. But yeah, other than that, really not much done. I would so love there to be more. I think with this one, I need to be much more methodical with the stitching. Like go to the corner and just start from there, or do something like that, because I'm a little bit too all over the place when I'm trying to work on this. And whenever I see this on the list, like when I'm looking at my list of WIPs that have paper patterns, because this year those have been the ones I worked on a lot, just to keep my mind a bit busier by watching some TV shows or whatnot, because life feels so difficult that it gives me a little escape and distraction. So whenever I see the name of that on the list, it's always like, yeah, I think I'll work on that. But then I end up not picking it because somehow I feel like it's going to be problematic. And I don't think it's going to be. Like, I really should just pick it and just work on it. Okay. So, I think in 2022 is when I started going a little bit dimensions crazy. Really started buying those kits and ended up starting quite a few of them. And what a surprise, they have really not been worked on that much. So the first one, this is what really got me into dimensions. I saw this kit and I thought, wow, have to have it. The Sunset Mountain Trail, it is amazing. It is just so beautiful. God, I love that view. But this has turned out to be a very difficult kit to stitch. Like, I think we all know the Dimensions kits are difficult, but this is like an award winner. It is very all over the place, like all the colors, and like when you even like doing a tree, because of all the different greens, and it just, I feel like I lose track even though I'm marking things down, like I'm using a saga file for this one. I still feel like I'm all over the place. So there has been like progress made since last WIP parade, but not that much. This is one that like so my current plan is to work on Dimensions kits so that I work on the oldest ones. So those are the, of course, the Parisian bicycle and the garden doll. I want those finished, and then I'm just going to go down the list working on whatever is next, or whatever. I think I'll always have 2 maybe that I'm working on, just so that a bit more variety. But I don't know, it could be that I'll just concentrate on one after these 2 are done, so that one by one I will get them finished when I concentrate more on each one. So this one will be then the next one. And that is where it's at. Like, it looks so nice. Like, I feel like I put so much effort into this. So, like, sometimes it feels like it's gone nowhere, and there's definitely not very much like full coverage done so far. It's very bitty. But this is really like one of those reasons why I have figured out that some of my WIPs I really need to just work from a corner. Like go to that top left corner and just start from there, so that I can work on it more methodically and without having to pick all the time which direction I'm going to go. Like, just go whatever color comes next, just work on that. But I love this so much. Like, I love how it looks. It is a really beautiful one and so nicely charted. And also this fabric is actually much softer than many of the ones you get with Dimensions kits. I like it whenever they have this grayer color one. Okay, so that was that one. Then I started another Dimensions kit. But this one has been worked on like so little. It is this one, the Summer Cottage, because I want to live there. I want to have a place by a river where I can go for a swim, because this is like a clear river, very clean. So but yes. Oh, I felt terrible even opening this, because I know I'm going to be so disappointed. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is just sad. But this is it though. This is how I usually stitch things. Like a bit all over the place. But with these big ones, it just doesn't work. Just need to be more methodical, like I said. Ay, ay, ay. All right, we finally have gotten to the first one of my many RTO WIPs, because RTO kits are my favorite ones. I love them. I was so excited to get this one. I can't figure out why it is still a WIP several years later. It is this one. Это история про маленькую красную шапочку. That was not great pronunciation. The story of the Little Red Riding Hood. And I love the wolf. I think he's fabulous. Oh my gosh. It is amazing. But I think this one also, I've just struggled to decide which direction to go. But how good does it look though? Wow. Every time I bring this out and I look, I'm like, wow, it looks so good. But the next thought is, why haven't I stitched more? Yeah. It looks so good. Need to work on that more. Oh. Then we go back to Dimensions, or as they used to be called, Sunset. And it is the Magnificent 7. I am working on this one for my lovely husband, Paul. He will absolutely love having this one on the wall. And this one is a really fun one to work on. I do think that, like, when it comes to Dimensions, I really enjoy the non-gold collection ones because they're just easier. They don't have a zillion strands, which I'm also refusing to do now. I just don't want to do like a zillion strands. But yeah, these are actually fun to work on. And these old ones have such good fabrics as well. Okay, let me just fold this fabric behind here a bit. That's how it is now. I mean, it looks just so nice. I really do like this one a lot. Like, really a lot. I love those dogs. They are just so fun looking. And I think I last time did a lot of work on these half stitches there as well. Oh, it is so nice. Can't wait to get to work on this one again. I think that, like, if I was picking from all my Dimensions WIPs, like what I would like to finish first, I would work on that one because that one is definitely the most fun to work on. But it'll come. It'll come. I mean, that could be something that I would have if I work on 2, that I would have one that is the gold collection and then have one from the regular ones. Okay, the next one is a WIP that I complain about a lot, even though I really like it. But it is a lot of block stitching and it just has to wait for its turn to get done because I have other block stitching ones waiting first. It is a Mill Hill kit called Better Boat. And this one is stitched on a fabric. And I love this, the color of this fabric. It is, isn't that wonderful? Oh, I was so hoping I had stitched more, but no. At least I've done a lot of the waves already. And then I got here and it's like, oh, I just want to fall asleep. Because you have to do the whole thing. It's like never ending. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It is so much work, just so boring. Then again, at my stitchy meetup, one of the lovely ladies, I know you'll recognize yourself, was working on a Dimensions stocking, and she was doing like the top banner that was like beige. So I reckon that was even more stitched in than that was. And she managed to get through that and is now absolutely flying through the rest of the stocking. So I think I just have to think of her and getting through that and just grit my teeth and just get that done. Okay, so this is the next one. Yes, it is still in the bag. It's one of my favorite fabrics. Love this bag. This is just so beautiful. One of the very first bags that I ever got. This was my Tour de France WIP last year. Absolutely gorgeous. Girl with the Pearl Earring by Riolis. I definitely think that this is the best one of the many Girl with the Pearl Earring kits or patterns that you see out there. Because some of them just don't look quite right. And this one is just looking so amazing. It is on the Q-snap still because it fits in this bag. So I'm not going to take this one off because you can see most of it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. So beautiful. Wow. Yeah, so last year when I did the Tour de France, I did her whole face. She looked absolutely crazy through most of it. Like, it looked like she was in a hospital having done plastic surgery. That's how the face looked like while I was working on it. And then at the end, though, you get this. So beautiful. Gosh. But I think that after putting that 3,000 something stitches, I just did not feel like working on her after that. And I have a matching needle minder here, cat mom. This one is, though, also not like the easiest one to work on. It has a lot of blends. And not just blends, but they are blends with like 2 strands of one color plus one of something else. And there's so many of them that you don't want to make any ready either, because just don't know how much like you might need. And yeah, so it is of course another WIP that I struggle with, but I also so love it. I love it so much. Okay, last pile, but we are still in 2022. And what a surprise, it's Dimensions Gold Collection. It's the Chickadees and Lilacs. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty, those birdies there. And the colors of these are lovely. But something that I've struggled with this one, and I sometimes struggle with it also with other Dimensions ones, is that like when you're working on it and you have like those several strands of that, it doesn't really look that good to me when I'm stitching it. But from a distance, it'll look fantastic. Like, it'll look so great. But because it doesn't look as good to me when I'm looking at it so close while stitching, it makes it hard to want to work on it. And I think that's why this one hasn't been touched. Because my friend Margaret was kind enough to stitch some fabrics on my Dimensions WIPs so that they're easier to put on the Q-snap. And just will make it easier to get to the edges, because dimensions, they really don't give you very big fabric, so the margins are not that big, which makes it difficult when you work, like put it on a Q-snap. But this one is the only one that I haven't worked on since she sewed the edges. So that's why, like, when I'm filming on the other side, you have been seeing this one rolled up on the bookshelf behind me. So it is actually nice to open it up a little bit. And have a look where we're at. That's it. Well, at least I have made it to the bottom. Like, this is like the bottom right quarter. Probably not quite a quarter. You know what I mean. I don't have to be so precise. So I think I have made it to this right edge, and yeah, the bottom. But it's like, even this one I look at, I'm like, why isn't there more stitching? But it just has been a bit difficult. Yeah, so like the half stitch is there, like this one, like this green, like it just doesn't look so good. But then you look at it from a distance, it's fine. Like, it'll look really great. And I also would like to stitch this for my mum. And I just feel like I'll never get it done. But I can't really think about that. It'll get done when it gets done, and I know the main thing is always just to enjoy your stitching, right? Then another kit. Like I said, I have a lot of kits that I've started. Those called Titmouses, and it's by Miroshka. Unbelievably gorgeous. The colors are just like beyond amazing. It's so nice to show this one. Wow. Oh my gosh, I love it how good it looks on the camera. Oh, the leaves are just so nice, like, and that berry. And of course the bird itself, like, so amazing. But I reckon you can guess why I haven't worked on this one. And yeah, it's because I'm going all over the place. Because this is like the... So it's that bird there. And I would do a lot better being here. Starting from here. And just going like that. I mean, really, I should just count my way there. Double count that I'm at the right spot. And start the stitching from there. So when this next comes out, who knows when they'll be, but that's what I just have to do, because I want to stitch, I really want to stitch this more, because I will enjoy it so much, because it looks so beautiful. It really is beautiful. All right, I have finished a couple of next ones from 2022. So then we jump to another little troublesome one. This is the Mouton de Saison Autumn by Collection Tralala. So it's a whole series, different seasons. So I'm working on the autumn, which absolutely never calls my name, not ever. No wonder it is not being worked on. But I do want all 4 seasons done. I've done 2. And that's where I feel like I've done the most fun part and did the sheep. And especially the heart on the sheep, because I like that one. But then I started working on this big leaf. No fun. Oh dear. Yeah. Why do I have so many difficult WIPs? Do you have any difficult WIPs, or is it just me who is like hoarding all these difficult ones? I know we all have difficult WIPs, and I think if there's ever a choice like what you're going to work on, well, you're not going to pick the most difficult one because there's other ones that feel like more fun. Even though the difficult one would be fun if you just worked on it a little bit more. Right, back to the Anna Petunova folder. Let's grab the next one from here. And let's put a picture of it right there. This one is Moomin and the Sea. Very bitty. I obviously worked on this one doing color completing, starting from the smallest one, so that's why very bitty, a bit all over the place. I think the scarf is probably the only bit that was like completed on, well, other than backstitching. That's all I need to say about that. I really need to get my Moomin WIPs done because they are so nice. Okay, and now the last one of the 2022 WIPs. Also from the Cooler Designs. This is a Sandy Autumn one. It's Gathering Honey. Another super gorgeous pen, but I feel like I've gone nowhere. And I think it's because I started from the middle and it is like my least favorite part of this whole thing because it was just boring. And then you have all these stones here, which are just boring. And I can't get past those. This one gets called like, I bring it out every now and then for a little bit. That's it. I mean, it looks good though. But I remember like when I did the beehive, I was so not happy with it. Oh, I think that was like before I backstitched it and then it looked fine. And then I've struggled. I need to make a plan. I need a good stitchy plan. This one is in a honey bag. Oh my gosh, I feel so tired already. Oh dear. And I just realized that I was going to do 45. And I started from number 4, like collecting these at my desk from 45 upwards. But I have actually finished 3 from the 45 here and UFO'd 1, so I should have actually picked more here to show. I can fix that. I'll just show what I've gotten here. I'll go get a few more. Yeah. It'll be fine. Okay, so moving on to 2023. And the first one of those ones, okay, there should be a picture here. Yep, there is. It is Eat Your Greens by Lucy Heaton. I think it is. Yes, it is. This one is from Cross Stitcher Magazine, June 2015. Oh, why didn't I show that picture? I had a big one here. Look at that. Some really fun vegetables. Some very weird colors. Another one that hasn't been easy one to work on, I think because of bit blocky stitching. What a surprise. And there is a thread here. But I have made some progress on this one though. And it looks really good. I really do like these vegetables a lot. I think they look great. I think last I worked on the beetroot. This one has benefited as well from me working on paper pattern. So that's why it's been called out a bit more often. Okay. We have another troublesome one. It is a Riolis kit. There is no name for this one other than it has the number 1550. And it is beautiful. Love these leaves here, the autumn leaves here. And the berries. And I love it that this kit, like, it comes with all these finishing things, so you can just put it together. If I actually get it finished one day, because that is all that I have done. I so wish I had more of this done. But I started this kit for a challenge. It was a kit a month. And this one, I believe, was a January start, and I just don't do usually well with January starts. And I don't know if it then that the feeling stays with the... It's that thing, there's this curse on this one. So then I don't bring it out to work on it. So it will get done. Just need to get past that thingy point. Right, then moving on to another Dimensions one. Here we go. This one is called Black and White Hens. It is a gorgeous kit. And thank goodness, not a gold collection one. I have only been working on this one. And not even the full one, because I think the gets cut like there, and because it's the pattern is always on two sheets. Yep, that's it. That is all that I've done on this one. I really would like to work more on this kit, because it is lovely. I love it that I have backstitched some of her face. It looks so good. And I like the light blue fabric as well on this one. Okay, the pile next to me is getting very scary. Okay, so this next one, this is called Chamomile Cat. I can't remember if it said that it was Chamomile Cat on the pattern, because I don't, or does it say that on the listing? Because I'm not sure if the name of the listing has changed. It is by a Ukrainian designer. Her shop is Cross Stitch Pictorial on Etsy. She has some really great patterns. And there it is. His cat is so super cute. And it's on a sparkly even weave. I mean, I love sparkly fabrics, but this fabric has been a little bit difficult, like to get the needle through. I think that is the main reason why this one has not been finished. Because I really do like it. It's so something that I love to stitch. But yeah, when the fabric gets a bit difficult, it's just not as fun. Also, I work on that from a paper pen. And yeah, sometimes you just, I don't know, you just don't want to do it because Ukrainian, Russian pens, they are a little bit overwhelming sometimes when you work from a paper pen because there is always a lot going on. There's always a lot of half stitches, there's blends, there's a lot of back stitching in different colors. And when you have the paper pen, it's like it all just hits your face all at once, and then you're like, where do I start? And that is often my struggle. Then there is another RTO kit, Sky in the Plashes. I still say I think it should be Sky in the Splashes, which I love because it's a miserable looking one, a rainy day one. Another one where I need to get to the corner and just go from there, get it done. This one, I think it's this way. So that's how much I have stitched. When I last brought it out, I did a bit of this red here to start the character. Because it really isn't a difficult kit. But I just need to find the good spot to go from. Okay, then the last kit that I have here in the desk before I go get some more. Oh, I forgot to take. Did I forget? No. I think it's stuck under the previous bag. This fabric is so pretty. Oh, there it is. So it is a kit by Maroshka again, called Colorful Rowan. Beautiful, amazing, just gorgeous. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. But there's barely anything done. Look at that. And yes, again, the same thing. I've been just stitching it too bitty a bit all over the place. Just need to go to the corner. Methodically pick the colors. Just keep it going. It will be so gorgeous once it's done. Already these berries just look really good. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is go grab 5 more WIPs to show this time on this part 1, and then we're gonna stop for today. Even though I have to film all of this in Finnish next, because I just like to do WIP parades now in Finnish as well. It's just a once a year thing. I reckon I can do it, but I'll be back with the 5 more very soon. Okay, let's do the very last part. This happens with every WIP parade. I feel like the further we go, the redder my face gets. But it's also getting a bit warmer here as well, so not surprising. Get this closer. Here we go. So we were doing the 2023 WIPs. So the next one, back to Dimensions. And the gorgeous, gorgeous winter cabin. Absolutely one of my favorite ones by Dimensions. It looks so beautiful. I've pretty much just done a bit of that. I so wish I had more of this done. But But there it is. Okay, actually it is a bit more than I expected it to be. Or remembered how it is. That actually looks really nice. Remember when Margaret stitched these extra fabric for me, I was able to go stitching some of these edges here, which was great. And I think that's what I would like to do a bit more. I'm so happy I have this family deer here because they look so wonderful. It is a lot more work. Florina, who started this at the same time as me, like, oh my gosh, she has stitched so much. So much. I'm so envious. I want to be where she's. But yeah, like if I'm going with my plan of doing the dimensions like in the order that I've started them, yeah, it's gonna take a while before that one gets finished. But you never know, like it may get picked sometime for a cycling challenge, or like while I've been filming this WIP parade, I've kind of been thinking about WIPCO next year. Because like this year, I put the pre-22 WIPs on it. I'm thinking maybe next year do kits. Like kit WIPs. Definitely not new starts. I do not need new starts. I'm sure there will be some, but I don't need new starts. But I think I will put kit WIPs on WIP Go board next year, starting from the oldest and go whatever. I'm sure I have 25 to fill the board, and if I don't, then I will put the oldest ones twice and put like 1,000 stitches for those ones as well. There's no point really making a goal any bigger than that, because then I will not stitch it. Even now, sometimes the 1,000 feels like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have this 1,000. But I think it's because these are quite difficult ones for me. So I do like that as a goal. Something that is doable still will give a nice chunk of progress. Okay, anyway, on to the next one. It is an RTO kit, and one that I feel the most bummed about, that I just have never gone into stitching it. Because talk about a WIP that is so me. It is the roasted chicken with potatoes. I totally fell in love with this one when I first saw it, but I just haven't been able to get into stitching it. And that is lack of planning. Totally lack of planning. And also fidgeting a bit with the fabric, because I didn't want to use the fabric that came with it, because I didn't seem to like that white Ada that came with it. I mean, I'm still working on white Ada now, but every now and then I keep wondering, would it be nicer to have some sort of different fabric? Yep, that's it. That's it. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. Oh, such a pathetic start. But yeah, definitely lack of planning. It needs time. I should give it like a weekend or something like that, so that it can get a proper good start. Because that is just too difficult. I should call my WIP parades Laura and the difficult WIPs. I think that's what they need to be. Okay, next one is the 4th pen that I have here in my Anna Petunova folder. I think I actually, yes, I have a picture here. It is this beautiful one. Love it, love it, love it. It looks so good. And it is called Sweet Pea Branch, I believe. Even though they're not sweet peas like the flowers, but maybe they're just peas that are sweet. But it is so lovely. And the reason, definitely the reason why this one hasn't been worked on as much as it should is the fabric. Because that's where I'm at. Last time when I worked on it, I wanted to make sure that I have something that is completely stitched. And yeah, that's what I did, that pod. Because it looks wonderful. I love the color of this fabric. But it is, again, that it's a witched linen, this one. And that one is difficult because it is stiff and a bit difficult to get the needle through. So that definitely takes away the fun of working on it, unfortunately. I just keep... Okay, I think that's better. I don't know what I've done with that. 2 more to go. Another RTO kit. I have actually been working on this one just this past weekend. Today is Monday, by the way, 14th of April. Okay, it's this one that I got from my friend Amy, Among Black Cats. I so love it that she gave me this one because I had never seen this in, like, for sale anywhere. This one has a stamped background, so all of this is stamped, and I need to stitch the cat and this bed. It's very block stitching. Very block stitching. That's why it hasn't been finished yet. But I really want it finished. I am determined to get it finished. So let me just take the 2 sides off the Q-snap and show you where I've gotten with this one. That's it. There we go. It is looking really good. And I'm so happy I made progress. Previous time I worked on it, I did the whole cat. I was very excited. And now I've been working on this end of the bedspread. I worked on this area here. Did some of the back stitching right there. Did a bit of the black. Well, okay, sorry, jumping a bit. So I'm working on this blend of grey and white now, which goes this way. Then the rest is white, except the bottom is then black. So I keep watching. Again, shows like while I'm stitching this, and that's how I'm getting it done. But then I have the whole, this area is this grey. It's like you get one bad bit done, then you have to go elsewhere. But the nice thing is, just about all of these blocky areas have backstitching over them, so it's like I get to reward myself with that. And that is an excellent reward, I say. Okay, then let's go for the last one of this part 1 of my stitch parade. And it is this really, really, really wonderful pattern. It is by Veronique Angier. And it is what berries are they? I know you're yelling at me. Red something. Red currants. And my lovely friend Donna gave me that one, this pattern. it actually came with the pattern and the fabric, which was wonderful. And here is the current state of it. Looks fabulous. I last had it out, I think I did this one or probably that one. But those are the last two areas I worked on. It looks beautiful. Definitely would love to stitch more of the berry ones from this series. Well, there's berries and I think there's vegetables as well. They all look great. Berries, vegetables, fruit, I think. Flowers. I think there's all sorts in this series. So yeah, I would really like to work on more of them, except that I still haven't gotten even that first one done. And I haven't actually bought any more of them yet, so that's good, because I'm not exactly lacking things to stitch. Like every now and then, I think lately I'm like, why do I have so much? Because it's taking forever to get these stitched. But is it only because I'm anxious too often and waste a lot of time? Like, I could be a lot more efficient stitcher, I think, if I got my head together a bit more. Or if I planned better, or picked better spot to start the stitching from. Pick better fabric. Oh dear, there could be multitude of reasons, but this is also not work or a race. There's no competition here, so I think part of the fun is figuring out how it is that you like to stitch and what it is that you like to stitch and all these things while you're doing it, because it's always really fun to make these little discoveries that then somehow make sense. Like, I have really loved it. Like in the last year, I have definitely figured out a lot more of how it is that I like to stitch and what works for me, like what kind of challenges are good for me, and if setting challenges, like what kind of goals are good and what kind of WIPs to pick for those and that sort of things, which has really been good. I really have enjoyed that a lot. Anyway, I am going to stop here, and I reckon in the next day or two I will film part 2. Well, this week anyway. How about I say it like that? Because who knows what will happen and how I'll be feeling. So yeah, sometime this week, part 2 is coming. I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know which one is your favorite one, and are you working on any of these same WIPs as I am? Same WIPs. Are you working on any of the same projects as I am? Sometimes I just can't speak English, you know. Get my head all confused even while I'm filming. Time to go. I need a snack now. See you later. See you soon.